Hey, what it do, baby? Welcome to Vegeta State Army. Thank you guys for liking, watching, and subscribing. Ken, say hello to everybody. Everybody, so they
Yo,
can
what's up,
motherfucking hear
everybody?
you. Yeah, right now Ken's cooking some steak. And if you're watching, here we're playtesting. So we printed the proxies at the time of this recording and whatever. Obviously, the set's not out yet. So Ken is going to be trying out the new BR Vegeta, the blue Vegeta. That's coming out next set in the pre-release packs. And I'll be playing the old-fashioned ramp Vegeta. What do you think is something you'd mulligan turn 1 for this new Vegeta? We're just trying it out to see how it is.
Well, typically I just want a red-blue card to charge turn 1.
Right.
But, I think with seeing the promo today, the deck list is going to change a little bit for me.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I mean, again, that was our knee-jerk reaction list. So you're swinging, by the way, and you're actually dropping. So we are under the impression that the shit's going to get eroded. You heard? So if you're watching at home, that's how we're playing. Because guess what? When we're testing, when you don't have to drop a card, it's busted. So for those of you that don't know, the leader that Ken's playing over the left is the new Vegeta ramp leader. Activate battle, you can drop up to one Saiyan card. And if you do, look at the top 3 for BR Gogeta, Goku, or Vegeta, right?
Yeah.
And I guess we blinked, because if you look to the right, I'm at 3 motherfucking energy. But you got, that's how Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta works. Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, on the front, when he attacks, he draws a card, and if you deal damage to your opponent, you actually get to ramp. So I play the UI Kamehameha. So now we're going... Who got first this game? I wish I knew. I forget, Ken.
I think I just went first.
Yeah.
No, you went first.
Yeah, I went first, right, because I got the swing.
Yeah.
Alright, so right now, he's playing the Zeno Unison. And the Zeno Unison is there because he lets him ramp. And you can awaken with the new Vegeta coming out when you're at like 4 life, but alternatively he can awaken at at 4 energy. So turn 2 or turn 3, I'm sorry, you can ramp with the Zeno Unison and just awaken right there. That's why he's doing that.
Yeah. My biggest point of playing Zeno is really just wiping the board, ignoring barrier. It's just a good setup.
Right, because when he gets those 5 markers, he can wipe the board for free, obviously, and then go into the red Gogeta BR chain, which when it hits the board, if your opponent has no battle cards in play, you deal 2 damage. And it's pretty sweet. Alright, so he passes. Now, on turn 4, for SS4 Vegeta, which is on your right here, usually you want to start playing unisons. Like, I'll tap 4 energy for a 3-drop, for a 3-drop Raditz. Like, I love... One thing about SS4 Vegeta is that, like, I hate tapping too much energy for anything. I hate tapping more than 2 energy for anything. But SS4 Vegeta, like, the fact that he ramps is like... I don't give a shit. Like, I'll tap 6 for Boo Unison, just because I know it's going to untap. So I'm swinging...
Yeah, that's the nice thing about playing that leader. You have so much flexibility for that deck, and you can play those cards that are, like, mostly unplayable in most other decks, which is always fun.
Yeah. So again, he takes it, but he doesn't activate battle. And again, the leader that I'm playing against, the one on the left, he has... Because he draws when he attacks, but he also draws activate battle, and that's going to happen on either turn, because you're going to have a battle on either turn. And that one makes you draw again. Because it says you can choose up to 1 Saiyan, drop it, and look at the top 3 and draw a card if it meets the requirement. Now, it says up to 1. Obviously, that means, for those of you that are familiar with this, you know already, but that means that you don't have to fucking do it. And you still grab the card in that fucking rules, but we're just going to be good boys for now. We're pretty sure that... I mean, hopefully not. I think, honestly...
It's best to just test it at its weakest, honestly.
Yeah,
that was the whole point.
Right. And the deck's pretty sick. So right now he's got 4 markers, and he can literally awaken right now if he uses the +2. I think it's a +3 or a +2 to to charge the top card of his deck, and then he'll have 4 meet the requirement and awaken. So
yeah, I think now with seeing the reveals, I think I'm going to switch into a bigger blue-red package, and I might actually play the 5-drop, the new 5-drop Gogeta that ramps in energy, and I might take Zeno out and try a different route and see if because I mean I the biggest play, like what I like doing in this deck, is getting to on turn 4 fuse into the 6-drop that ramps 2 energy at the end of the turn.
Yeah,
because that way when it's my turn again, and usually I'll drop a floodgate on my opponent's turn, like a topo for 2, and then they'll pass back to me, and then what I'll do is charge my 7th energy, and then I'll just go into Kale to wipe the board, and then evolve into Fusion Onslaught over the 6-drop. That's like the ideal line of play.
Right.
And I think if I recall in this game, I had a really bad hand. Like, I wasn't getting the cards I wanted.
I feel like, by the way, you should have tapped. Oh, I think you do, maybe. Because you just tapped 2 for Tyranny's Cost, and Tyranny's Cost is a great card in this deck. Because, like, next set, if Icarus is still alive, he's going to have, like, 17 cards in hand. And Tyranny's Cost for 2 energy draws you 2 cards and makes your opponent drop your hand to 10. So, like, that's really handy, especially next set. So, you know, given again that we have cards that draw that. Okay, so he uses the Kale energy to draw a Zeno. That's pretty perfect. Because that energy, again, or draw with the Zeno super combo, I mean. And that energy is the one that's going to leave at the end of the turn. It's pretty perfect.
Yep, that was the idea.
Yep.
Use the energy before it's wasted.
So, and if you're a new player watching this, or if you're just mid-player, you don't know who's winning based upon life. You know who's winning based on how many cards in hand and the opponent's board. So right now, I'm not even swinging at his leader to ramp anymore. I'm already ahead on energy by like 2 energy. So I want to just try to get that marker below 5. Because if he goes into his turn, and he can just like -5 and wipe my board, then that sucks. So again, Dragon Ball Super, and so I tap 1 to play that girl, that 1 Kai that you see there I tapped. For 1 energy she draws, and if your opponent plays any card on your turn, they have to like bottom deck a card from hand. I couldn't get him lower than 5 markers, but and by the way, if you're SS4 like I am, with 5 energy, you definitely want to tap out and play the Boo Unison, because you can always tap out for that Unison, because like you give it a lot of markers, and he untaps an energy at the end of the turn, unless you have something else to do with that energy, like play a Kai or something. But that's what I like SS4. He's really greedy with his energy. He can be really reckless. Even though one mistake will like fuck your entire game up, but you just have to know what you're playing against. So right now, Kenny on the left, this turn, he has the chance, like he can go up 2 markers, ramp an energy, or he can, you know, -5, wipe the board. And we'll see what it does. He uses. Okay, so the Kai he's playing right now is sick. That 1-drop he just played as a draft box card. For 1 energy, he plays it, and he adds 2 skillless cards to his hand. Now, if I'm Ken, well, I'm sorry, if I'm me, because I'm playing this fucking deck next set. When I play this Vegeta leader, and it doesn't get errated, right? And let's say that you don't have to drop any cards, I'm still using that Kai. That thing rules. And like if I combo my guys away after a fusion, you still just draw 2 for 1, dude. And I think, Ken, by the way, that I'm gonna use the 1-drop, Goku and Vegeta BRs, because it's too perfect. You know what I mean? You draw a card from a top 3, and then you stack your deck. So if I know that there's a Vegeta on the top 3, I can play Goku BR, the 1-drop, and search the top 3 and add the Vegeta back to hand.
Yeah, I think if the deck doesn't, I think I said this before in a prior video, if the deck doesn't get errated, I would probably play those as well.
Yeah. So Ken and I both had a weird turn where we didn't do what was, how do I say this, what was the best play for us. Like, he didn't want a -5 just to get rid of my blocker barrier and to get rid of my Kai. And I also didn't want to leave 4 open, but I didn't have my Unison, and whatever, you know, whatever his plan of the turn that was going on wasn't great. Because right now, he can't bring out something that burns 4 life because I'm at like what 6 life, so that would just give me 2 cards to my hand, right? So he's instead playing the ramp one. So this one has barrier. He's getting out the fusion pieces. That Vegeta, Godly Aura, and just a regular 1-drop Goku. And the Godly Aura is going to make him, I think, like take a life and search a card. And I use my 4 energy to counterplay it. Because the ramp card has barrier, but of course it doesn't have the flex, so you can always get counterplayed.
Right.
So he's going to still resolve the effect of the Godly Aura first. Yeah, Ken, I'm telling you, bro, this Vegeta deck might be the most busted deck next set. Like, especially if they hit Icarus and they don't errata that main. By the way,
my thing is like theoretically, it's really good. It's a decent archetype. It's just blue is a really tough match and yellow is an even tougher match.
Yeah, but if
those are such predominant colors.
Yeah, but if they're getting rid of Icarus, then it gets to the point where, again, guys, like, and you know, you can disagree to a point, but hand size, in my opinion, is everything. And board size, right? So, like, in importance, I think the most important thing is hand size, and then board size, you know, life, obviously. And there's some crazy effects, right? Like, there's also paradoxes. Like, Zeno, he doesn't have a big hand, and he doesn't have a big board either. Which is 2 things I really value. And I think that's something that goes against my beliefs of what makes the deck good. Yet, Zeno is like one of the best decks in the game, you know? But his effects that he does are insane. So, like, and hand destruction is like a really powerful, and like, you know, keyword in this game. So, for all of you people that play SS4 Vegeta, you always want to swing with leader first once you're awakened. Because he has an auto once per turn. If your opponent uses a counter skill, you get to stand your leader up. So you want to swing with lead first, so you don't give him any windows to use any counter skills without your leader being, you know, without it being tapped. Because now I'm going to play shit, I'm going to attack, and then he's forced to, if he wants to counter, he's going to have to let my leader stand up. There's a lot of value in SS4 Vegeta ramp leader, because, like, just untapping a leader that potentially can ramp in energy is pretty sweet.
Right.
By the way, I used to not like this card, this blue Vegeta that I'm playing. This is 4/6 drop, but like, I don't know, dude. Like, they say it's dead against blue decks because they can get a hot Scott Seal, but if they don't have a unison, shit, I'll play it. It's a draw 4, or so. What it does is it's a 30k blocker, and at the end of the turn, it stands up. So you know
it's
swings
funny.
for 30.
A lot of people do that, and they'll be like, "Well, it's it's really bad against this, so I just don't run it at all." But it's like, at the worst, it's an energy.
Right, but it's not just that. It's like, so play around that. Because, like, a lot of people are like, dude, that's gonna fucking suck against blue. I'm like, yeah, so kill the unison, nerd. Like, what do you, like, yeah, that's the part of the game. Like, you know, like I don't swing. I don't do shit until unison. First of all, I don't do shit until I kill the unison. To me, your unison is your life. Your life is the last thing I care about. Honestly, I don't care about your life. I don't even care about my life. My life, you know what I look at my life as? As something that I want you to attack. That's a second deck, bro. Like, that's something else I'm drawing out of. I just want my hand to be big, my board to be huge, and once I have that, dude, it's over. So I decided to ramp 2 energy, because, okay, so when you play the 6-drop, you get to look at 4 cards on top of your deck, and you get to keep any of those 4 in your hand, and the ones that you don't, you can ramp. So, like, you can ramp 4, or you can draw 4. Or you can ramp 2 and draw 2. You know what I mean? So, like, I chose to keep 2 of them and then ramp the other 2. And Ken, I don't know if I use it in this game, but guess which card I saw on those top 4?
What's that?
Well, you know, what card do I always have in my hand when I play?
Frank
Castle. Yeah. Every time I play Ken, for some reason, I always draw Hatchak. All right, so he's using Zeno super combo.
Something I want to mention. I don't know if a lot of people are playing best of 3 or best of 1, but best of 3 is obviously the format that's played at tourneys and stuff like that, so it's important. I just wanted to say, like, if I do end up taking Zeno Unison out of the deck, it will still live in the sideboard, I think.
By the yeah,
Because
yeah,
there's certain decks that like. I mean, a good example is like King Cold. Like Zeno Unison really screws that deck over.
yeah, right. And also, like, not to mention, like, I mean, it can, uh, but
Oh yeah,
because remember, like, I mean, King Cole can always swing at it with double strike, but Zeno
Yeah,
does
they
have a lot
have
of
to-
good
they have-
synergy. Yeah,
yeah. They have to commit a lot to the
Yeah.
Unison. So at the end of the day, you're still winning.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Let me see. So you have 5 energy. Oh no, you're past. Okay, so you're. Let me see where we're at right now. And one thing I want to do here is like, so again, Zeno super combo, like I said, is like it's great because it makes your energy into like a little Swiss Army knife where you can grab shit from your energy that you might need later. Again, here comes the dude. I really love, and this is an original Ken idea, and I love that idea, dude. It's a 1-drop that just gets 2. So look, if they rata it and they make it so you have to drop a Saiyan just to draw off the battle, activate battle, then I'll play it. If not, I'll probably still play it. I really like that fucking combo. Dude, I fucking love that shit, dude. I love drawing, dude. Like, you know. That's why Tyranny's Cost is like my favorite card in that deck, dude.
Well, it's like a real +2. You know what I mean?
It really is. It really is. I know you're losing 1 card from hand that you're playing, and then you're drawing 2, so it's a +1. But the card that you're activating doesn't go to the drop area like Tyranny's Cost. It actually stays on board as a 5k combo. And, you know, 5k combo is like a card in hand, you know? So, I mean, that's kind of like a fucking 5k that's a card. So, in a lot of ways, it's a plus. It's I always talk about this with Vegex. Because Vegex, he had 5 cards in hand. But that doesn't mean he has 5 cards in hand. He also has 4 Kais on board and a Trunks blocker. So, he has like 12 cards in hand. You know, given you know the scenario, but
This man's still talking about Vegex. Fucking
dude, I love
6
Vegex.
later.
Yeah, I'll never. Yeah. All right, so I'm swinging with SS4 Vegeta because obviously I know that. Oh no, I'm blocking. I'm sorry. So I'm blocking with lead. The reason I'm blocking is because he's swinging at my unison, and if he swings at my unison, I don't get a battle step. So when he's swinging at my 30k, he's gonna combo up to try to kill it to see if I waste cards. And I'm actually going to combo out, not because I want to save him, but because I want to get that Tragedy Overground out of the energy back in my hand. So this was kind of, unfortunately, like a bad gamble, because he went for... I don't know how many cards he had in hand, but I'm sure it was enough for him to have
This is also a great point on how if you don't see your pieces, how poorly this deck operates.
Right.
I do want to say that.
And that's why I feel like maybe Boo Unison's the way.
Blue does.
Right, because even though Boo Unison isn't as synergetic, I guess, as Zeno, he does double as an insanely good, like, double striker. Like, he's an attacker, he goes after Unisons, not just that, like, really good at removal. So it's not like... That's why I think Boo Unison's just broken. Because that shit, like, it'll end your day.
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna test.
I would test Boo, bro. Like, yeah.
I'm going to. I think once I switch to the ramp Gogeta, the 5-drop, testing that, I'm probably gonna just play with 4-drop Unisons and maybe like the the 5-drop Goku possibly.
Yeah, and it's, you know, like, worst case scenario, what? Like, you play the Boo, you're not seeing your pieces, but you're drawing more because now you're definitely gonna see them more definitely because you're drawing more, and then 2. Just because you're not seeing it, you still have a double striker, and then you still have removal. So,
yep.
But so if you're listening, look, if you like the Zeno Unison, we get it. We actually like Zeno more. But like, and if you like Boo more, I mean, you're also right. Boo is better than Zeno by a mile. So
yeah, I think if you're
know.
I think if you're playing with the ramp 5-drop, the new one that's coming out, I think playing it that way and then playing Boo on 4 is more than good enough on turn. You know what?
Yeah, for sure.
I think that's probably the way to go.
So again, I tapped 9 to bring out Tragedy Overground, and that puts everything in my opponent's battle area, ignoring barrier, on their energy, and everything they play that's a battle card that's 4 or less.
Yeah,
it just goes, so they can't even play it. It just goes straight to the energy. And honestly, like, once Tragedy Overground hits, and you're SS4, it's like that's checkmate, honestly.
That's game, yeah.
Especially with 4 life, and like I had, yeah, like, and again, this is when, how do I say this? This is when like the whole board hand goes out of the window when you have some crazy win con like this.
That was also something that I thought of originally.
What?
Like a year ago, the tragedy Overground in SS4.
Oh yeah, you told me about it first, and I was like, dude, that's so fucking stupid. And you're like, why? And I'm like, I'm out running like a 6-card package, because blue was kind of hot for a while. That like you had a lot of shit in blue that was like, you had Bojacks, and so I'm like, I'm not running that. And you're like, and then I saw somebody in Australia boy, I forgot which one. Somebody in Australia was just raw dogging it, tapping 9, and I'm like, dude, what? Like, and they're like, yeah.
Yeah, I think you were surprised somebody else thought about it after
I was surprised 2 people. Yeah, I was surprised 2 people were using that same, and it's like, really good. Yeah.
No, you're stupid.
Yeah, dude.
See, I'm greedy though, because I created that lock.
yeah.
Tragedy and the striving.
Right.
You tragedy Overground and play striving to be the best Goku, then you just lock your opponent.
Yeah.
The only thing they can do anything with is a 3-drop, and how like who plays 3 drops at all?
So so right now he's swinging at my leader. I combo out with Zeno. What was going through my mind is grab one of the sensu beans in your energy, and if he starts swinging, because he can only play 3 drops and below. Problem is, like 20 cards in his deck are 3 drops and below. So he could actually, theoretically, like, play a bunch of 1-drops, swing at my leader, and, like, I don't know. Maybe he plays Botamo or some shit, and, like, makes him 15Ks, who knows. Or he plays Scion Unison, which wouldn't be a bad idea, actually, to break Scions here. So I'm like, I'm gonna just grab the bean, because the only threat to me right now is a small, kind of wide board. So I'm kind of scared of that right now. And these blue matchups, if you're gonna be playing the new Vegeta next set, this might be a warning to you all about running Android 17, turning the tide on the sideboard, because you are a ramp deck, remember that. So who knows, like what?
Yeah, my original build for BR, I had turning the tide. I've been tossing it back and forth like 1 copy.
I think it's sideboard at least. That's a good sideboard. Yeah. 1 of, 2 of, yeah.
Yeah.
And by the way, tell me if I'm capping about this Goku 4-drop. What is it? The Unstoppable, I think it's called. I really like that card this set, because like I'm not getting hit by any of this dumb shit people are playing. People want to play some big shit on my bro, you just tapped out.
I remember when that card was $100.
Oh, dude, that card, yeah, like, so what you're looking at now, if you're watching, is like, this is a reprint. This used to be the clout card in Shenron ramp.
Yeah, that was Dragon Brawl. That was a phenomenal set.
Yeah, I know. So I'm swinging first before I do anything, because from now on, if he has any counters, I stand up my leader. I swing with a 20k. What did you do? You beamed? Yeah. Sensu Binu.
The game's like been over at this point.
Yeah, right. I mean, honestly, once you hit Tragedy Overground is such a ridiculous card. Like, once that shit hits, I don't think anything gets that shit off the board.
I'm gonna say it right now. Ban Tragedy.
Yeah. It's doing nothing. It's doing nothing.
You're like the only person who's played it.
Yeah, it fucking sucks. At best.
Ever.
Yeah. So this Kale wipes the board. If you have 7 or more energy, you play it for 5. It's actually insane. It has deflect. It's a 30k double. I didn't have much to bottom deck, I believe. I think I just bottom deck like 1 card. And now Ken is using Topo Negate. However, it goes straight to energy because it's a 4-drop. And also, he doesn't get the effect because you just can't play it, period.
You know what's crazy? And I don't know if I didn't realize it when we were playing.
Yeah.
But all I had to do was try to defend and get Zeno to 6 and then wipe the board again.
All right, because Zeno can actually hit Treasure Overground. Yeah. No, because I was, I I'm aware of Zeno though.
You had too many swings.
Yeah, there's no way, because I would have never let Zeno get to any type of energy. Unless, no, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. You could have played a Zeno for like 6 energy and then done the minus.
Yeah.
But you are higher than Giraffe Pussy if you think that I don't have a Zeno in hand. So next swing, I'm picking up my second Tragedy Overground. And then I will fucking do it. What's that Goofy meme? I'll do it again. You know, I'll fucking do this shit again, bro. I give a fuck. Yeah, dude.
Say you won't.
Yeah, say it won't, dude. I mean, I think you're at 2 life, so I'm just swinging. I think I'm going in. And I had a, what's it called? I had a baby ape ready just in case you had a real negate, but I'm like, sheesh. So,
yeah, I mean, I figured it at that point. I was just like, I'm not going to extend this anymore.
Every time I shotgun, by the way, I'm just like, what card in this color would fuck me? And I'm just, you always have to think about that. Never shotgun to a point where you're out of options after. So I don't even dump my hand here. I go, what, 50, 60, 70? I go to 80. But I still have, like, 4 energy up. Shit I can do. Because I'm scared. And I'm whittling down his hand, yeah.
Count your opponent's hand, man. That's
always
I know,
count it.
I know, like, we do it all the time.
Yeah, you know, counters as well. Look at his markers and his unison. Does he have enough for, you know, for God Seal? Does he have, yeah, so it's, yeah, I got it. We shook it. So just, if you guys have any questions, let me know. Ken, any thoughts on this matchup?
Yeah, if you're looking to play the new Vegeta BR, just know that you're gonna have a hard time against blue and yellow.
I don't know. I think it's a really good deck. I think we'll see, but we'll have to see what the
it's gonna be fun. We'll see. I think it'll pop up in some tournaments and do pretty decently. Yeah, sure. I'm probably gonna be playing it pretty heavy. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm gonna be playing yellow at big tourneys. We all know. Yeah. Even if yellow gets hit, it's still, to me and you, I know you think the same thing. It's still the best color. But you might see me playing this deck around.
Yup. All right, y'all heard it here first. If you have any thoughts, concerns, go to the comment section. If you guys like this deck, if you don't like it, if you think it's going to get eroded, if you think it shouldn't, if you think it should. A lot of people are saying that deck was bad on release without reading it. Y'all are stupid. But either way, I'll see y'all later. Bye-bye.